you?
I'm very good, thank you very much. How are you keeping in this terrible time? Weird and wonderful time. And my God, it's weird, isn't it?
As you said, it's weird and wonderful. So you take the good out of it and try to reflect on it and see how much of it you can take with you going ahead.
Yeah. Now, just let me do just a quick intro on you, just so that, I'm doing this thing in my kitchen and for the last kind of 2 weeks. So I'm chatting to people. Really, it's kind of, I don't mean hands across the world kind of a thing, but like we're all kind of getting inspiration from each other. So I've talked to people like yesterday I was in New Zealand, and this morning, actually earlier, I was talking to Nev Pellicci, who runs one of the busiest cafes in London in Bethnal Green, and he's just a fantastic Italian person. And so now today I'm talking to you, Tara. So, well, first of all, you work for a fabulous company called 7 Billion Ideas.
I do.
You do. And you also were my coach when I did my TEDx talk for Kingston upon Thames. So I didn't realize I was going to get a coach, and then I got you. And you took the edges off me, just to say. It wasn't an easy ride for you, I'd say. But it was a fabulous experience. I loved every second of it. And you were a fabulous, and I might add, volunteer coach for a TEDx organization. So
thank you so much, Debbie. It was amazing getting to know you. I think I feel so blessed in many ways to come across people like you through this TEDx journey, because it's a journey for me as well, to get to know all these people with fabulous ideas, and the stories that you have are so special.
Well, you certainly know how to draw them out of people, I have to say. So, Tara, just go back for me. You're Indian, obviously. And so just go back for me to when did you come to England and why did you come? And because I really know I've never been to India. I'd love to go. And of course, we're all watching India at the moment as well, because they've so many social problems with Corona, because they've just got so little help. So tell me, when did you come to the UK and why did you come actually?
I came to the UK in 2014, August of 2014. Before that, I was in Madrid for 3 years, and before that in Nuremberg, Germany for 12 years. So I left India when I was quite young, in my early 20s, and just been around the place a bit, living in different places, learning about new cultures, but it was mainly work. So whilst my then boyfriend was working in Bangalore, he was sent to Germany. So we thought, okay, I'll follow him to Germany. And that's how the journey started. And we've never looked back.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And also, Indians are so you're so academic, I think. I mean, I can't generalize about a whole race, but you're so, when I was in your home before Christmas, when we were practicing for TED, just the fact that your house was just swamped with books. Your boys are so, you have two beautiful sons, and they're so bookish, but you're so, are you also nerdishly bookish? What is that about India?
I'm an absolute nerd. And I have to thank my mother for this, because she really, the three of us, I have two brothers who are twins. From a small age, she taught us, just your book's going to be your best friend. And till now, when I have a good book, I feel I've won a new friend, So for me, I can't bear to live without books. And somehow it's rubbed off on the boys.
Yes, and I love the fact that I'm not religious at all, and I loved the fact in your house you had kind of religious artifacts from every different religion. Yes. So your boys are exposed to everything. I thought that was just
because there was a point in time when my son, the older one, when we were in Germany, he was a bit confused. Mommy, what are we? And I said, okay, there are different religions, and people call the same thing by different names. So let's have all of these different things. And it's just been there. So yeah, so it's okay. So it's to be cool and chilled about religion, respecting others' religion, but also knowing, I think that we need to just pause and appreciate everything, right? And not quickly jump to conclusions about stuff.
Yes. And tell me, Tara, just go back to India for a minute. At the moment, I watched them all the other night on the TV, and they were all lighting candles. And I felt so sorry for them when I saw the sheer numbers of people. What is the story with Corona in India at the moment?
So, as you say, it's the sheer numbers. It's a large country with a huge population, right? So the politicians are trying all that they can. So you have the affluent middle class who can afford social distancing. But if you go to a slum, for example, and there are large slums in India, social distancing is a myth there. There is no concept of any kind of distance between people, but people are packed together like sardines, you know. So I think that is an issue. So people are trying to follow the lockdown. My cousins and other relatives, they're staying indoors, but food's being delivered. Those things are working fine, but it is, I think, for the lesser fortunate um, of the masses, they are struggling. For example, we have migrant workers who work in large cities. So all of a sudden, they rely on daily wages. So all of a sudden, we had around 140 million migrant workers without work who live hundreds of miles away, walking by foot, but going back home to their villages. Later, they arrange buses, but buses again, there's no distancing there. So you have these people walking miles and miles to reach home without work, without food. So yeah, that is quite, it is heartbreaking in many ways.
So are your statistics that are coming from there, are they transparent statistics? Are they real? Are you getting statistics through, or are they inclined to hide the actual enormity of it? Like, are they good at the statistics?
I think it's a yes and a no. I think the government's trying its best to portray a transparent picture, but there are so many that just slip the numbers, things that are not recorded. It's similar to England. We have here coronavirus cases, but only the people who've been registered at the hospitals, right? So what's happening elsewhere in homes and all, we don't know how many people really have it. So
yes,
in a country of that dimension, collecting statistics is a very challenging job, Debbie.
Absolutely. And now, Tara, and no disrespect, you are so nerdy and you're such a reader. So tell me this, where's your vision of the world going forward with Corona? Do you think we'll be in lockdown in a year's time, in 2 years' time, or do you think we need to make strategic changes in our lives to change that?
Making changes is tough, Debbie. I think we as a species, we are not resistant to change. We are afraid the loss that change brings. For me, I think for us, it's like being underwater now. And when these restrictions are lifted, we come out gasping for air and we just try and go back to normal as quickly as possible. And we'll be doing that. And that is the danger. But I think with the increased awareness, I hope we find the time to realize that we need to pause, we need to reflect, and also realize when we need to reset. That reset needs to be done at periodic times. For example, someone's stressed at work and they realize, okay, I need a break now, to those little things. But what I foresee, people will be hurrying back to go back to normal, and there will be, of course, an increased awareness. But it is like being underwater, gasping for air and, normal. I mean, for one, I'd love to go back to meeting people. I'm not dying to travel or anything, but I just miss meeting people.
I agree, we all do, I think, and the lockdown doesn't suit some of us at all. But at the same time, if we do come up gasping for air, as you're saying, and we're straight back to Portugal, to the beach, or straight back to the Maldives, and are we not actually, and we're straight back into, the big chain stores, buying cheap leggings, buying all our lycra in every color because we're going to the gym. Are we not going to go straight back into a situation where Mother Earth then in a year's time or 2 years' time is, because we're over globalized, and are we not going to, sorry Tara, that's my dog, is that not going to cause havoc?
I think we will not go back at the same speed as regards clothing, things like clothing and travel. For example, I wouldn't want to travel. I'm not dying to go to Mauritius or something. All I want to do is see my mother in any way I can, because she's so far away and the distance is making me mad. I'm just worrying about her. So I'm not dying to travel and fashion, but there will be a new consciousness, I feel.
I'm going to go listen for 1 second.
Yeah.
Hang on, Tara, sorry. Mom is in India.
Yes.
And well, that's a huge worry.
That's a huge worry. It's a huge worry, and she is vulnerable. She's 70. So I do worry about her. And she's alone now because my brothers and I, we are all out.
Okay.
We rely on friends and relatives, call them to just get things to her, but she's very self-sufficient. She goes off driving on her own to buy things, which we are trying to discourage, but we can't say no. We can just say, mommy, please be careful.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
If you had, Tara, if you had a word of advice for people going forward, because you are very kind of life coachy, I think it's a natural part of who you are. If you were to give somebody a piece of advice going forward as to what change should they make in their life going forward, what do you think that is?
Just 2 words, Debbie: hurry slowly.
Okay.
Hurry slowly. You will be in a rush,
Okay.
but do it at a slower pace, if that makes sense. For me, it is like,
Yes.
just not jump into things as they were, and just take it at your pace and see what works and what doesn't work, and be conscious about it. It's all about being more conscious.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So we all need to slow down.
Yeah.
The
To
world
hurry, we will
needs to
hurry.
slow down.
It does.
Needs to slow down.
It does. And we shouldn't be in such a desperation to get back to normal that
Yes.
we just muck up everything. I mean, even a place like India, so highly polluted, the air's cleared out, the people can view the Himalayas and things like that, and wondrous things are happening. So to take the wonder in and to realize, if we just slow down, maybe all of us slow down just that little bit, just a little bit, it would make a world of difference.
Yes. Well, let's hope everybody takes that advice, Tara. Like, really, we have to do that. So look, it's such a pleasure knowing you and your 2 gorgeous sons, who I've no doubt will go very far in the world, because I say they have their mummies, I say they have your brains. But stay safe over there, and keep in touch, and I hope everything is all right.
Definitely.
Yeah. And good luck with 7 Billion Ideas. It's a fabulous company. It's really fabulous. You're doing fabulous things. It's really worth looking at your ideas. It's fun. I'm going to copy some of them, actually.
Great.
In our own charity, because I just love some of the stuff that you do. So look, thanks a million for chatting to us here in Ireland today.
Thank you so much, Debbie. Take care.
Sorry about the intervention with the dog. Talk to you soon.
I loved you. Take care. Bye.